Suck at ES. You. Where is my camera? Where's my camera? Is my camera not plugged in? I'm trying to find it. It's not even here either. Where the heck is my camera? Hold on. Where's my camera? Properties. That's not it. Look how ugly my basement is. There she blows. Let me just make sure I fix this one too. I did. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, July 15th. I'm about to show you one of the most heartbreaking things that I've ever seen. No, I'm just kidding. But before we start, I need to vent. I'll tell a quick story, and then we'll break this down real quick before the market opens here in 15 minutes. I am green on the day. I just got a prior session high off the ES, which is dope. We love to get that. So I got that prior session high. So it's starting the day with a little bit of green, but I'll tell you this story. I have been trading micros since the beginning of this year, January 1st, really February 1st. I took January off because I've been blowing up with minis, this, that, and the other thing. The biggest day that I've had is $200 on the dot. I remember it well. It was early in February, and I was like, I'm going to be the greatest trader of all time. Okay, I'll tell you that. $200. I've also mentioned that I teach some people how to do this stuff, and I teach on my sim account. So yesterday afternoon, I usually do it right after cash closes. I got on a call with the guy, and we're running through some stuff. We're placing trades, this, that, and the other thing. Good. And the call, great. Open my computer and get ready for the Asian Open. And I see on the ES, here's where we opened, prior session POC. I am long prior session POC. At the same exact time, the NQ, which I don't like to trade, then I'm like, all right, I'll trade this because it's the overnight, doesn't move much, and we'll get to this in a second. Long off of prior POC. I did both of those, stepped away, and they had Kermit candles on both. I come back to my computer, and I am up $234. I stepped away for a second and realized about 20 minutes after patting myself on the back, that I was on my sim account still. See this 234? Oh, you can't see the 234. I'll put it here. 234. I was on my sim account for the greatest trade of 2026. Where is it? It was so brutal. I was so upset. I posted it in the Discord. I was like, look at me. Hold on. Where was it? Where the heck was it? It was last night. Not in the AM. They keep the trade. Oh, here it is. Look at this. Right here to here. There's the M&Q trade. And then the ES. Same thing. Where was that one? Here to here. I had them both going at the same time. And then I was like, wait, why haven't any of my Tradeify accounts changed? Yeah, I was on my sim account. So rip. What a donkey. But we put that aside. we're ready to go for today. Let's briefly go through what's happened already, what orders I already have resting. You guys by now know after a couple weeks, we are always resting at prior session high of day. I have 2 setting here. We'll see. We have this whole like zone up here that we could work with. To be honest, I like this trade more, so I'm going to take this one off for now.
Order canceled.
And then we're going to start to think about prior session high of day, see what happens with this wick up here, and we'll give that 10 more minutes and see what the market opens. I'm always long prior session POC, even if it's in the overnight. But you have to be willing to take heat all the way down to prior session low of day, this wick here. So that's another order that I'm going to rest, and this is where we'll sit. The MES, I already, like I just mentioned a moment ago, for anybody that wasn't here yet, I took prior session high of day and took that down to pretty much the +1s. Didn't want to be a dick for a tick. Target was probably here, but I was setting up the stream and I didn't want to watch the trade anymore. So got myself $15 after commissions or so to start the day a little bit green. I'm not interested in that right now, especially till after market open. We pretty much we triple topped it. I missed it by a tick on the first entry and then moved it a little bit. You can see. So I let it kind of see if we were going to run through. Because, guys, if you see double tops, triple tops, and you miss by a tick and it comes back down, it's usually going to rocket right through there. So as soon as I missed it by a tick, I took it off. And then I waited like 4 or 5 minutes. It kind of came down, did its thing. And then I was happy or comfortable going in again, especially in the overnight when things are moving a little bit slower. There's red folder news, but it's in the crude industry. So we'll see if that maybe moves the market around 10. Hopefully I'll be done by then anyway. But we are long prior session POC on the ES. If it comes down there, we can see we're in a inside day bull continuation right at the top, getting ready to go outside day. We'll see what happens there. And then a ton of buying area down here if it flushed. Not saying it can't. We've seen it happen before. It can definitely happen again. We know we like to just look at the Russell just for shits and grins. But we can see we definitely have a little bit of support here. Right? So we can kind of draw this in just to give us a little bit of a look and say, hey, if we get down here, we might be willing to maybe take some longs there. With this wick way up here yesterday, I think this is CPI news. We can see what happens if but we have stacked POCs, we have trend, pretty much a neutral pattern on the small caps. The NQ, this is kind of fun to see. We discussed very early in the stream, we drew these yesterday, that we had this area of support. When the market opened, I said, hey, we opened way down here. I said, if we can push all the way up, this would definitely be buys if you're a NASDAQ trader. It didn't happen yesterday, but we can see if we would have had this extended out a couple days, boom, right into that zone. And as I mentioned, we had prior session here. We would have to take a little bit of heat, but not that much. But this is just a very 30-minute look, and we can now do the same down here. We can kind of look at this area here as, hey, we might want to be going a little bit, looking to go long here, depending on market conditions, right? It's not all automatic, but we can look there. We'd have to dump a bunch. We have prior POC as well as the trend line to be able to go long off of if you're a NASDAQ trader. After the market opens, we can kind of look at that and see what's happening there. But after getting lucky in my sim account, prior day POC, we'll see what happens. There are some other little bit high volume nodes here that we could possibly work off of. But if you go long here, we could see there's one right below it. There's a good chance, it's not going to be right off the trend. But after that, it's a slippery slope pretty much all the way down to like 591 and yesterday's value area low. So the NASDAQ could always just be a little bit tricky. But as for always, we'll keep the ES up and we'll keep the NQ up and the Dow up, not the NQ. And we'll see what's going on. Cube Gift, good morning. VWAP QQQ, as always, good morning. With that little $16 trade, though, we see new equity highs on the Tradeify accounts. Definitely get yourself a discount. I believe the CEO of Tradeify is sitting with trades by Matt at market open. Looking forward to going back. He's going to, I think he said submit questions. The question that I wanted submitted was, what are the criteria that you look for when sending somebody to live? Because that seems to be the issue with all the prop firms now. It's like, when are people going to get, why are people being sent to live? Why are some creators that make all this affiliates and apparently are making all these payouts getting sent to live? Not getting sent to live, where, you know, I take 2 payouts in a week and I'm automatically sent to live. Six-minute till market opens. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about what you're looking at here on the screen, we didn't really talk ATRs. 243. So we definitely are not looking at the bands just yet. The MYM on a 575 on a 243. Okay, so just not even. I mean, the data nerds will be able to do that math in their head. I'm not. I have a calculator for a reason. 243. Aren't you a teacher? Shouldn't we be memorizing things? No. 42%. So I think the 42% on the Dow. So no VWAP bands yet. The MES, 32.5 on 81. That's not going to get you done. What's that? That's 65. I can do that math. Small caps, and then this 3 and change. Closest, 316.75. Closest to 50% ATR on the NASDAQ. My quick tour commentary. Tade's that good. I think he blew up his team a little yesterday, though. I'm not too pumped on what I saw there. Taper for my 100 is going amazing. Did like a 5-mile run yesterday. Didn't even need to carry water yesterday. But we do have a heat wave again in New York today. Going to be mid-90s. And then I heard there's a little bit of smoke coming down from Canada, eh? Little Eastern Canada smoke blowing into New England, eh? My son forgot his helmet yesterday at lacrosse camp. But luckily at that age, they duct taped their names to the front of them. So not too many Brodies around at lacrosse camp. So he was good to go. Got it back. Yeah. I mean, it's not the smoke that we got from Canada. Like, man, what was that? Feels like last year, but I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. Where it was pretty much dark here. It was so smoky, but I don't watch the news because the news is bad for you, but we noticed it yesterday, like in the morning, that it was like a little yellow tinge to the sky. Actually, my daughter's like, sky looks funny today. And then my wife looked it up that we were having a little bit, but it kind of blew off by the afternoon. But my brother's up in northern Maine, and he said they were like tornado watching. Like it was like a big deal for weather up there yesterday. I haven't spoken to him this morning. I don't know if they actually got all those storms and tornadoes that people are fearing. Like I said, I don't watch the news. Do not watch the news, especially when you're on vacation. It is just not worth it. 2 minutes till market opens here. We were done by 9:31 yesterday, but we're not currently in a trade. And this is a proof that I am not a one and done guy. I do have a green trade on the day, but we're going to definitely have some fun into the market open today. Let's see what happens. Little bit smoky. I'm loving the Stream Beats Synthwave playlist. Bang, bang. So nice. So nice. If I ever meet this guy, I'm going to just shake his hand. This Harris Heller. Just hooking up all the streamers with free DMCA free music. Love it. every playlist under the sun. GD, good morning. Good morning. Right on. Yeah, well, there was 8:30 news today. Because I guess that's what that green candle was. I usually like turn my computer on. I have resting orders on my live account, but I don't go in props. I usually turn my computer on. Oh, PPI. I usually turn my computer on at like 8:35 because a lot of news happens at 8:30. So just to avoid that, I usually turn my computer on after all that news. Right after getting the kids fed and getting ready for camps and things. Oh, I said I was going to do an opening bell. I really got to do that. But here it goes. 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. And off we go. And away we go. Outside day up on that ES. No shorts on the ES. ES is dead to me right now. Just don't do it. I just don't do it. Wow, suck it down. Oh, that's a nice trade there. If we had some range, that's a trade for me. With this low range, though, don't love that. Don't love that trend line. Don't love minus. Definitely don't love -1s. Don't love value area low. My first long is way down here, especially on market open, until we have a little bit more range. You can take this -2 if you want, right on a double bottom here. Watch out for this high node here, though. This high volume node at 719. If you want to be aggressive, I would definitely probably wait till there, especially on an opening candle. Or who knows, we could bounce all the way back up. We don't predict, we react, but let's give ourselves some really, really high probability trades here. Nazzy's still outside day up as well. No shorts. Still considering possible longs down at prior POC and trend, depending on where we're at in the day, if it gets down that low. Small caps boosting. Or are we just going to chop Hawk and VWAP for a little bit? I mean, it is a nice wick. It would have got you done. There was this high volume node here. I think this was POC for most of the day yesterday. We had a little bit of POC shift, but would have got you done there. Oh, yeah. Really would have got you done. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to hold this long. If I would have got in at that node, I would have taken off a VWAP. So it's easy to say in hindsight, like, look at this huge move I could have got. I would have got from T-line probably to POC. Maybe POC the most, but probably more likely VWAP with this 233 EMA. That's where I would have taken that trade off. Still outside day up. No shorts on the ES for me. Nazzy dumping a little bit. Oh, I actually have options expiring today. I got to look up in a second here. Maybe we'll roll it here live in person. Let me see where it's at. Pretty sure I was in the money yesterday on it. Ooh, it is now out of the money. Go Amazon. So we're going to watch that for a little bit. Today the 15th? Yeah. We'll give that a little bit, and then we might have to close that option. Or should we just roll it? Let's roll it now. Trade, roll. Sorry, I'm just rolling options for. Love that. Continue. Nice little $287 on Amazon today. Good way to start the day. I don't even know why I day trade. I just should just keep trading options. Keep trading options. Here we go. Back to futures. Even though I have to post that in my Discord now. Choppity chop. Chop chop VWAP.
Order submitted.
I'm okay with that now. Now that we've got all the choppity chop out of the way. Go fill me up. Go down. Go down. Don't miss me by a tick. Go down.
Order filled.
Yay. Yippee.
Order submitted.
That's the one target. Now, we are now outside day up. Now, I think this is a really, really good conversation to have. This is definitely a pretty big zone here. We had two big wicks up here. Now, because it's not a ton of heat, like I said, you can see this thing ripping against me. I will have one more ad here, but then after that, there's no more short ads for me. And that's an aggressive ad too, by the way. Okay, that is on the aggressive side. But after that ad, it's strictly trade management from there. Already $42 in the hole, you can see. And with that heat, I'm going to watch out. All right, we're upside down, outside day up still. So I just want to make sure I don't have anything else on, just so we can manage this ES trade. Have we been in this much trouble on stream before? $40? I can't remember. My heart rate starts to change at maybe, I don't know. That's when I know I need to get out. When I'm like, oh no. Oh no. That's when I know I should get out or stop adding. But this candle actually is giving us a ton of range, which helps us out with the bands and things like that. Yeah, me too. This fill is okay for me. Now, I don't know how much I love it now, you know, that we've come up pretty close to it and then pretty much given it all back. if buyers now show strength again and can push it all the way back up there, that kind of shows a little bit of buyer control, but we'll see. It's also one of those things where we were outside the bands when we entered this trade, and then now we're in the middle of the range, so full target down here. We'll kind of watch and see what it does, but I don't know if I'm getting a little bit of a cold, but I've been cold. And it's a heat wave, so I shouldn't have the chills, right? It's probably just my wife turning the AC down when I'm not looking. She's like, oh, you're going to stream for 2 hours? Let me make this place a penguin habitat. Put them on the lines. That's what I've been told. Put them on the lines. Put them on the lines. If we do get below this this +1, I'll probably put a buy stop there just to protect the trade, just because now that we've had some expansions of the bands, I could, now we can look to enter at +2s and way up here again. But we'll see what happens. MS pushing. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a great trade. No shorts for me, but that's a good trade if you're taking it. I'd feel pumped to come down here and fill this. If we come down here and fill this, that's most likely going to mean we had a pretty good Dow trade. Everything's selling off right now. What happened? Was there a tweet? Or is this just normal market reaction? I love this long. Yeah, I'm going to protect myself here and just get a little bit.
Order submitted.
Might get filled. If we do, that just gives me an opportunity now to play a little bit more inside the bands, and yeah.
Order filled.
Okay. That's all right. That's not a horn trade.
Order canceled.
That's a little bit cautious of me. We'll see how much I regret that. I think that trade right there, or me taking that off, is losing emotional capital on this and coming immediately into $50 worth of drawdown. In hindsight, do I love the fact that I just took it off there? No. But as much as I know that there's a very good chance we're going to come down here, I feel much more comfortable with the ability now to sit on this small winner and say, hey, I can enter now at +2 or even session high of day. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's disgusting to watch. This is it. The eat like a bird, shit like an elephant, but I mean, green is green, guys. I haven't gotten $800 over the course of a month by holding trades all the way to target. Look at that candle. So beautiful. For mean reversion. Yeah, still getting you done too, huh? Oh, yeah, it is. See, this is the beauty of using these in conjunction, right? We place this at prior POC, and look where it just happens to be sitting, -2s. You know, that's when you use the VWAP bands, right, as confirmation. I would never like put an order here, or not never. I would not now, because this is what I used to do. I used to just come in and put them on the +2s and -2s, and then I'd look over here and it would be right in the middle of a low volume node or something like that. You know, place them here and then tweak them here, right? We'll let this be the format and the framework, and then let this be the confirmation when there's range, right? We're at 43.50 now. Now we're at 50% ATR, right? I feel much more comfortable with that. And I love longs. So now with this range, now we can start to think about, especially with a little bit of green on the day, coming down here and thinking about, look at this. Trend happens to be right where -1s are. That might be a long for me now. You know, or if I want to be conservative, I can come down here to maybe overnight lows and have my first add there for a long. And under zero circumstances do I get frustrated about closing a trade and watching it go where I thought it was going to go. You know, that's not my mindset. It's more a good learning opportunity for the confirmation that my plan probably would have worked, or at least statistically works most times than not. So I use it not as like a frustrating point. Making trades in my sim account for my biggest trade ever, that's frustrating. But this is great to see. Like, right, this is our target. We would have just hit full target, and it looks like I gave back. I got out at 56. You know, another 80 points. So like I gave back a bunch, but I also got confirmation that my initial plan, even with a little bit of drawdown, still would have worked. Look, this is a great trade. Oh man, we could have blew the horn, and I could have looked like a hero. We could have went from $40 a drawdown to $60 winner. GD did it though. He knows how to hold. Good job, buddy. Done for the day. I would be. Dude, if I got $190, you wouldn't see me for a week. I'd be like, bye. It's a great trade, man. I'm very happy for you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it with me. I'm glad you're here doing it. That's dope. $190. What's that feel like? It probably feels like what this 230 felt like last night when I was like, yo, I'm the greatest trader ever in the sim account. If you missed the sim story, go back and watch the beginning of the stream. I opened with that heartbreak today. Opened with that extreme heartbreak. Yeah, I'll be going long at -2s on the ES today. Story of my life, dude. NQ, here it is. Here's what we talked about. Outside the bands, 310. Still could use a little bit more range, to be honest, which will kind of get us to 50% ATR here. It did miss prior POC by a tick. Also don't love, everything's pretty much even, flashing back and forth between red and green. Also don't love longs on a huge red expansive candle. There's still 11 minutes for this to move. Be much more comfortable watching this come down a little bit, bounce around the trend into the next candle, and then hope for a reversal there. That would be a more comfortable long for me. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was saying. I do like this long. I like the long at prior POC more. My entries priorities are definitely session highs, lows, and prior POC. T-line is kind of like more, I think more of a target for me when I'm in a trade. But with it stacked here with prior POC, like, yeah, I love all of this. Right? I like, yeah, I like that. With that said, as I just mentioned a moment ago, on this candle of currently 200 points, do I love it? 200-point dump at market open with 10 minutes to go on the candle. I don't know if I love it as much. If the NQ is my primary, yeah, see, yeah, me too. If the NQ is my primary trading instrument, yeah, and I have balls of steel, I just don't. You know, the NQ just scares me. I always feel like the NQ could work perfectly and take all of this support and this high volume node and this high volume node and T-line and POC and be like, yeah, I'm going to do the right thing for you. And I'm going to bounce out of that zone. Or it could be like, I'm drunk and it can come all the way down into this zone here of yesterday's value area low. There's no rhyme or reason, especially outside, right? We're outside -2. So here's where being patient can play the game, right? We have 9 minutes here. If 9 minutes from now into the next candle, we've come into the bands and now we can enter on a pullback into -2 in this same zone and find support here, yeah, I'm willing to wait the 9 minutes to see if that happens. $29, $5.80. Value area low? Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, so it bounced out of it perfectly. Oh, but here, oh no, maybe not. Maybe not. It said psych. Yeah. Look at this. This is what me and Reversion is made of. Yeah, see that. Ooh, come on. Come all the way down, yes. All the way down, please. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, great scalp opportunity. I still think it's a good long. I'm a guy that just has a checklist of 10 things that I want to be right instead of 5 to feel comfortable. That's all. I'm just ultra conservative. Like I said, I've been trading these accounts since June 10th. I'm ultra conservative. This is with one red day since June 10th. And it's only up $800. So I found that when my checklist was smaller, I'd have bigger days. But I had a lot of bigger red days too. So now the problem at +2 for me on the Dow is it really is an outside day up, kind of short, which is why I don't really love this, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, he would be. He would be and he should be. The dude trades with 70 grand and then tries to tell us, you can do this with 1 micro. And then you're like, oh, cool. Let's enter the trade room and watch you trade 1 micro and pass this. And then you go in and he's like, I'm long 8 treasuries. I'm short the MES. I'm long crude. I'm short Bitcoin. I'm long 10. That used to just frustrate the ever-living shit out of me. Like, he's right, but he's a little bit of a hypocrite. Can't say. And then he comes on the live streams in the afternoon. He's like, who's on here just trading just Dow Mini? I am. I always want to be like, I am. You're not. I was in your trade room for 3 months, and 90% of the days I come in, you're already up $400 from your Bitcoin overnight trade. That's my little soapbox rant about that dude. He's right. And he's as good as he says he is. He just doesn't do what he teaches, which is annoying. And it's a little bit of bait and switch, especially now. What is he charging? Like $99 a month now? You can't pitch a product like, hey, we're going to pass these trading 1 mini at a time on the Dow and on the ES. And then I'm like, sweet, I'll give you $99 to come in and watch that happen. And he's always in 30 contracts, 30 micros at a time. You know? So nothing but respect. He is who he says he is, but he just doesn't do what he's trying to promote here on YouTube. But that said, he's going to print this. Not only that, but he has the experience. He'll hold it all day. His target is probably POC. He'll probably hold it all day till POC. Right? He probably has it up at View app. He can do that. Because he's also, at this time, while he's long the NASDAQ, he's probably short gold. He's probably short crude. He's probably long the treasuries. You know? Good for him. Killing it. Yeah. And it wouldn't even be like, even if he wanted to have his tracking account, which he does, which is great, just have it off screen. Trade it off screen and then stick to one prop. Right? He's also a prop affiliate whore. You know, like, do you know how easy it would be for me to have 5 traded fives, 5 lucids, 5 alpha, well, not alpha futures, 5 take profits, 5 apex, all these things, not apex, they banned me. But then how can I say, like, hey, let's do this 1 micro at a time? I'd feel like a hypocrite. It's the same reason I don't show my SPX trades with a 7-figure account. I trade on a $40,000 account publicly to my Discord. It's a Robinhood account. Because I'm not going to come in and show trades or be like, you could sell puts every day. all you need is 750 grand to do so. You know, come in, pick one prop, even if it was one prop a week, and just trade that one prop on just the Dow and the MES. Keep that on your screen. Then I would have stayed. That's the only reason I didn't stay in his room. I would have stayed in his room. And he knows he gets criticized for it. He'll be in his room being like, oh, people tell me that. They yell at me that I come in here and I already have profit and I trade overnight. It's like, I'm not mad you traded overnight. Good for you, dude. I clap when you win. That's dope. Love that for you. We're not mad you won. We're mad that you told us we were going to trade micros on the Dow today and you're up $500 already and it's 8 in the morning. Prior day value area. What instrument? It absolutely works. It, like I said, he's not wrong. He just struggles with the same exact thing that a lot of us struggle with. Impatience. I guarantee you that dude could not trade $30 a day. Like, what, this account? Let's hold on. I think it's $30 a day. Oh, right on. So I'm up $818 in my 23rd day of trading. 817 divided by 23. I make $35.50 a day. And that's not like I had a lot of big green days and it averaged down. No, like I'm all green. One red day. $100 red day since I opened these. So I have the patience to trade. This is going to take me 2 months to pass. And then to get the buffer is going to take me another month. So I know I'm not getting a payout from this till October, probably. Right? We're going to laugh about this in October. But he doesn't have the patience to do that. Would I short it? If I was going to short it, I would have shorted it. I don't like outside day up. Especially like this open, there's no wick yet. There's no weakness for me there. On the US. Right, I get in a prior session high. I get in session high a day. Where's my next ad? Like, what slows that train down? Here? What slows it? I mean, we're playing around with all-time highs. That's the thing. Like, what slows that train down? Especially in a bull continuation up. That's why I don't feel comfortable shorting that. And frankly, just going back and journaling and using TradeZilla. TradeZilla is great. And like I said, all these features, everyone thinks it's just an online journal, but they've just made it so good. It's like, you can literally type in, like, what's my biggest weakness? Or what days do I lose the most? And it's not going to be like outside day ups you lose, but it'll show trend on like it'll say like shorting strong green days against trend. And then you're like, okay, well, what's trend mean, right? We have to look at the time frame, this, and the other thing. And then you go back and you see that their strong trend days are outside day ups. And yeah, there's times where shorting outside day ups will get you done. But for me, looking at that journal, so cliche. You watch YouTube videos. How many times are people like, got a journal, it's super important. And you're like, fuck you, man. I don't want to journal. And then you do it and you're like, ugh. It's kind of like when people told me for years I probably shouldn't drink. And I'm like, yeah, but life would suck. And then you do it, and I've been sober for 4 years, and I'm like, I am a superhero. I'm 45 years old, and I will kick the ever-living piss out of me at any other age. Same's outside day up. Yeah, I might get lucky. Just like drinking, I might have a good night out. But more times than not, I am not a gentleman. More times than not, I get effed. Yeah. And if a pig had wings, it'd fly. But now, like, this candle just opened. How much more comfortable do you feel for a second test now into here? FOMO. You know, like now, like I said, this is what we were talking about before, waiting for the next candle. How much better does this look now?
Order submitted.
Right? Then over here, when we did it before, outside the bands, on an expansive downward candle before the bounce, right? Hindsight, this wick is all hindsight. Like, and we talked about waiting till it closed, having it stay around here and then go the other way, or having it come back in the bands and come back for like this. Way more comfortable taking that trade. Because not only that, but you can be a little bit tighter now and say, okay, it's come down and tested here. If it comes down and tested again, we have this high volume node from yesterday. That's a good place for a possible stop, depending on how conservative you are. Yeah.
Order canceled.
Yeah. The NQ, you have to be good or be willing to take a bunch of heat. I'd much rather take heat at 50 cents a point. That's just me. On something that moves a little slower with less range, right? That makes way more sense to me. If you're just getting here, good morning. Let me know where you're trading from. Currently up $26 on the day on one trade that we took off early. Right here. Prior session high. We had our target. I moved it because I was being a wimp. Because I was a scaredy cat that I took $40 worth of drawdown. Where is still growth? Because old Brad would have seen this and been like, oh, we're back to break even, and I would have taken it off here. So at least I got myself another $4 by holding it just a little longer, but not long enough. Not long enough. And like understanding that I don't have enough experience, like GD, when you say this, like this is it, right? Understanding and being okay with that. And that's another thing, back to Rod, we're just going to vent on Rod all day, is he will, or maybe I just felt targeted, but I feel like he'll be very condescending to people that take trades off early. He's very condescending to the people that are very ultra conservative like me. You know? Instead of clapping for people, now granted, you got to be in trades and all that stuff is right, but like, I don't know. Back to my ultra marathon training. I would rather always miss not pushing hard enough than push too hard and get cooked. So acknowledging the fact that you don't have enough experience to be entering trades like that, good. That's part of risk management. That's what you should be doing. Is this on freaking repeat? I changed the song. I changed it. I feel like we've just been listening to that one for a while. Now we wait. Josh, what's up, man? Thanks for reminding people to hit the like button. I do appreciate you. And definitely thank you for leaving a comment. It's big. Definitely appreciate it. Had a great first 30 minutes. Great first 30-minute candle. Now we're being a little patient here. This is the longest I've streamed in a while. ES still outside day up. Not interested. No interest. Nice tight range on that small caps. Almost no wick on this candle. I told him he would take it all the way up to here, wouldn't he? Now we wait. When my kids hear the order filled, they always say, now we wait. I want the market to be moving a little bit more. Should we go to hip hop? Let's do this one. I'm going to try a different playlist. I'm just over synth right now. Let's see how this works out. If I get to veto this playlist, I'll do it. But I just need a bass line. The whole synthesizer thing has been bothering me right now. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Anybody else trading in plus twos? Anybody else like outside day ups? Not for me. Bull continuation. Outside day up. Green on the day. Rough. Currently got $17 on the ES, $13 on the Dow. Little scalps for you, boy. Averaging 35.50 we just saw. 35.50 a day since June 10th. Is that even worth your time? Yeah, I love this. This is entertainment. Imagine getting paid $35 to do something you enjoy. This is fun for me. Not all day, but I can definitely do an hour or so. Especially when I'm tapering and I don't have to run. You. Yes, sir, JD. GD, we 3 p.m. Eastern for us. Yeah, we watching. I can't believe France is out on Bastille Day yesterday. Yikes. Have a great day. I will see you back here, market open tomorrow. And yeah, close your computer. I think you're still up 190 on the day. Keep that 190. Run with that shit. I don't see any major moves right now, right? Only major movements now is going to be tape bombs and things like that. So there was crude oil inventories. Was it 10 or 10:30? Or is now the crude oil inventories? When were they? Because I think that was the last real opportunity for movement. 10:30. So yeah, I'm going to stick around and see if there's any movement on these crudes. But other than that, yeah, I think you'd be pretty good to have a good day. Get out of there with 190. Generally, the crude is not going to move the indices that much, but who in these market conditions, these people, who are you calling people? With these politicians giving away public land, Cube Gift. Since your name is Cube Gift, I got on a rabbit hole on YouTube and something popped up where I was watching partner Rubik's Cube, where like the one dude was blindfolded and the other guy had to tell him what algos to use. And it was so cool because you got to like kind of get a glimpse of what they're thinking as they're looking at it. Because right when you just see it and they're like, and it's done, you're like, what did they just say? But hearing the other guy be like, swipe right, swipe left, up, or you, or it was just really cool to see that. And then when he would like throw out the non-standard algorithms, he was like, lower left hand clockwise, and he was like, it was really cool to watch. I didn't watch many videos, but I'm still on the standard like regular algo. Then you forget like one of them. One of their 7 steps. I'll always be like, I can do it, and then I'll get to like one and I'll be like, oh, was it a reverse or not? My nerd quality is card tricks, right? We all have a nerd quality. My nerd party trick is card tricks. It's not the Rubik's Cube. That, and I can do those like mind puzzles, like when there's 2 nails that are like twisted together. That's my jam. That's my jam. Rubik's Cube, not so much. And then all the physics demos in the world. See, do I like this? Same as the ES. Like, what stops that trade? This? Really what I'm hoping for here is, like I said, all this from June 8th. Maybe slowing the train down. This is kind of where my stops would be. Right up in here somewhere. If I got filled on this. In my opinion, I kind of want that +2. Did we earn the right with a little bit of green today? Just looks so strong. 13 minutes left. I just don't want to force anything. Well, I want to force it, but I'm going to try not to. ES coming up to session highs as well. +2s as well. It's kind of like, if you're okay with this trade, why are you not okay with this trade? They're like the same trade. Risk maybe? Or do you like the long off -2 on the ES and on the NQ instead? These are all things I like. All things I want. Super big candle with no wick to the downside. Should we go and just keep it tight? Like what? I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it. I'd rather take some heat here.
Order filled.
See what happens.
Order submitted.
Let's do all the things I said that we shouldn't be doing. Oh, I like this better.
Order submitted.
Yeah, up around 200s where things that would have to be like a Brad, you lost today. This would be a dynamic target. Just because of my perceived risk on this trade, I'm going to watch this tightly, guys. Let's just take a break even and let it go. At least we know
Order
we're not going to
submitted.
get fucked. Oh, yeah, no, I'm taking profits here. Taking profits, boys and girls, on this high risk trade for me.
Order filled.
Yeah. It's a high risk trade for me, guys.
Order canceled. Order canceled.
That's the reason why I didn't hold till target. It's a high risk trade for me. Why is it high risk again? For anybody that just jumped in the room, it's high risk because we are outside day up. We're showing a ton of strength. We're green on the day, definitely against trend. I'll take my scalp pullback here like we haven't seen, right? We see these moves here, arrow. Right? This is what the market's giving us. There. Like, I got to take it. Right? Anything more than what the market has been giving us is greed. Granted, this one's like maybe two of them, but like, look at this one. Right? These are things you got to notice. Since 10 o'clock in the morning, so last 20 minutes, we've gotten that move. We've gotten that move. We've gotten that move. Why should I assume that this move is going to be different? Outside day up, strong, green candle. Shorting on a green candle. Before the other trade, I felt like a wuss, right? This one here, I felt like a wimp for not holding till target. This one here, no regrets. I will take that measured move all day long. And because that move was not in my strategy, and I feel like I got lucky, that means I'm forcing stuff. I'm forcing trades. I got to know myself. I'm closing my computer. So that's going to make it for today. Ending the day right above our average, 37.80. As we come down and hit target, that's fine. I don't care this time. 37.80. We're at 823 profit. It's going to keep our average the same pretty much. And we'll come back and do it tomorrow. I definitely am going to, these lows are going to, this POC and low of day, these orders are going to stay. They'll be rested, and I'll just get an alert on my phone if they hit, and I'll come back to my computer. But other than that, we Gucci. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you in the Discord. If you're thinking about helping out the channel, definitely free ways to do that are commenting. Definitely on old streams, go back and watch time. I definitely like watch time. So watching some old videos. And if you're going to journal, try out TradeZilla for a month. I have a feeling you'd be happy with it. And if you need another prop, feel free to jump in and tradeify with me. Mike F., thank you for being here. I appreciate you as always. You're in here often. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Market open. Look at that target.